But you have now visited a temple, Hindu temple in Mandur village, it's a village from Goa. So, can you tell the people of Goa regarding the purpose of your visit over here?
So the purpose of our visit is to see how a just climate change can work. We're both very involved into climate politics on the European side from Mr. Geier and on the German side. And we have strong bounds to India yet with the industrial point of view. And we want to explain and to exchange how we can enlighten and how to strengthen this bound we have. To give prosperity on the one side and to keep the environmental safe on the other side.
So it is like sustainable development.
So we're attending a summit tomorrow in Manipal, where it's about sustainability, it's about industrial growth, and it's about partnership of Europe and Germany together with India.
So, apart from Goa, you are visiting any other place in India? Apart from Goa?
Not in this trip.
Okay.
But I used to be in Kolkata, which is very different to here. And you see that Goa is a very a spiritual country. It's a very beautiful. So the landscape is super beautiful. The weather is a bit rainy, but it's okay. It's monsoon season.
Yeah.
But you can see that the relationship between the people is more friendly and more, let's say, on ice level. And you have in Calcutta, we have a very, very strict system, very strict separation between the caste, and that's very keen to see here.
Okay. So, what do you feel after visiting Goa? So, what feeling do you have about Goa?
Especially now, I'm feeling very blessed, and so we had somebody giving us a prayer. Said
He is a Hindu priest.
Yeah, and that means something to me since I'm a very spiritual person, but not a religious person. So that is giving something very strong to me. On the other side, since we are on the first half of our visit, I can't really say what the final thoughts are. But what I recognize now is that we have very, very engaged people here. That we have very popular people that are engaging for the people and try to do something good for them. Although there's already issues and there's lots of problems here, which you always everywhere have, there's people taking care of them. And that's the most important thing.
So, you have anything to say about your trip to Goa?
Our trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, as my colleague already mentioned, we're trying to exchange some wisdom. Yeah? So, combating climate change is a global endeavor. We have to do it together in order to save the planet, because that is the planet we are living on. And our country, Germany, has quite different challenges than India has, than Goa has, but some things, on the other hand, are comparable. And because changing the ways we produce, changing the energy provision, building up a grid, this is something that applies here and applies at home in Germany. So what we're looking is for exchange and learn from each other and understand the challenges of the other side, and that's very useful to do that.
No, sir, I should tell you something about Goa. Actually, this year we are receiving a lot of rainfall, and it is actually being it is because of the climatic changes. So such types of climatic changes are also happening in your country.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm living close to the Atlantic, so we normally have very mild weather. So a little bit rainy, but not too cold winters, a little bit not too hot summers. And this changes rapidly because we had, in the last 5 years in Germany, we had the three hottest and driest summers ever recorded, since we do that in Germany. So everybody feels something is going on, and it's not only the weather; it is dangerous for people. So when you are having a health issue, when you're old, you are really suffering from the heat, and so climate change takes life every year. That is something we have to care about in the interest of the well-being of the people. And it, of course, it influences the crops. It influences. This summer we had a lot of rain as well. It was not dry. It was the opposite. It was cold, but it was also extreme. And a lot of rain. What gives challenges to sewage system. So we have to adapt, and this is something we have to do all together and to exchange and look how is it done wisely.
So what are the changes that are being you all are planning to propose regarding this climatic changes?
Yeah. So I'm a member of the European Parliament. I'm a German MEP in the European Parliament. So energy policy in the European Union remains a national issue. So everybody does it a little bit different. Every country. But what we have to do all together is pulling out of fossil fuels. That means burning coal, burning oil, burning natural gas, and setting up a new renewable system. And that will consist of hydro, of sun, of wind, producing of hydrogen, producing of biogas, what is totally interesting situation for rural communities. They can save money, they can become autonomous by producing their own biogas. And that is something we want to put forward and making the energy provision fossil fuel.
Mr. Bergt, now the MPs from German have visited your constituency. You must have highlighted issues regarding over. So what are the issues that actually you highlighted to them regarding the weather changes particularly?
First of all, I'd like to welcome both of the MPs from Germany and the European Union. We have seen a lot of things which are happening in Goa, and that is the first thing is what you have just now mentioned, that high amount of rainfall. We have never been seen such a high amount of rainfall, and this is basically happening due to the climate change. How they have mentioned it is across the globe where we are facing different climatic changes. Like in the summer, we have been extreme hot climate. This year we faced in Goa, and same thing like in the rainy season we are facing extreme rainfall, and that is totally very high. So we have to come up with the idea and with the viewpoints across the globe, like how we can go about. So they have a summit of climate change, so they will put up the inputs where we can do the changes, what we can plan out. So that is very important, and that's the reason they had visited me, and we have a good landscape across in our constituency as well, and in Goa. So we have party perspective as well as the local perspective as well as the environment perspective. We have shared with them, and they have told that whatever help required, they will help us out in whatever cases and whatever matters. But mostly the sustainable goal is we have to safeguard our culture, nature, and the culture as well. So they have been very keen to see our culture, and what with the discussions, very small discussion, but they have liked a lot, like the spiritual culture of India and spiritual culture of Goa, and we have seen a lot of what changes we have seen, and being a Khazan land, that ecosystem that I have shared with them, that it has been UNESCO certified ecosystem, and we have shared how it goes about agriculture, how it goes about. So we'll be sharing more points in due course of time, and try to build up the relationship bond between Goa and their German consultant.